So if you have any kind of if you have something available on Amazon or Etsy or something like that, but you need to start putting some posts on social media to drive traffic to it, then perhaps that description that most everyone has for their Amazon listing could be the base. Maybe is that something you think we can also possibly do?
Yes, we
Okay,
can.
yeah, craft into a post or for an email or something like that. So anyway, all righty. So we're right at 2 minutes after. So let's go ahead and get started for everyone here. No one has to wait for me to admit them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch us over to presenter mode, and then that way we can just kind of get started. So actually, I should do this. Let me see if I can do it this way too. Multi-speaker. Okay, I'm having a little issues with the thing, so I'll just do speaker mode. But anyway, thank you all for coming today. This is our redo of our workshop we did a couple of weeks ago. We just had a few little technical snafus, so we wanted to tighten it up a little bit. But anyway, we're here today to, so this is kind of, you're going to see, if you were on the last one, you're going to kind of see some things that we did the last time. And then we're going to look at with some content that I've created. And then, oh, I need to make sure I give LaKeshia screen share capability so that she can come in and share your screen. So LaKeshia, did you want to share any kind of desktop slides or anything like that before we get going? And then okay,
Yes.
I'll let you get started. So thank you all for coming, and we're gonna do this and have some fun.
Okay. Apparently, I can't type and talk at the same time.
It's okay.
All right. So, hello, everyone. Again, thank you so much for tuning in today to our or my do over of last week. The main purpose of this particular session is to go over repurposing and yeah, a little bit about me. I am a content and visual strategist as well as an author, and I specialize in trying to help business owners make content easier, as well as helping them either develop the visuals for their content or giving them the strategies to do so. Um, and I did prepare a little bit of a presentation. I am going to go a little bit off script because I started with the content repurposing part, but I do want to talk about the foundation, which is, being clear about the content that um, being clear about your content in the first place. So give me just one moment. Let me get this up. All right. Um, Bear with me just a moment. I think I'm doing this backwards. All right, bear with me. I'm just trying to share my screen. All right. You got that. Zip mode. All right. 80% of women are struggling with their depression, just like ours.
Social media automatic idea that we think about. Sorry about that. All these extra background is going on here.
Okay. If you wouldn't mind, if you don't mind, just for I guess audio quality, muting your
Oh
device
yeah,
if
please
you
mute.
don't mind.
No, I got it. I'll mute. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
thank you.
there we go. I wasn't sure if that was you or not. I didn't hear that
No.
for a second. Okay.
All right. So can everyone see my screen okay? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So the presentation today is around repurposing content and basically maximizing your efforts. The purpose is about giving you a system or a strategy to take one piece of content to turn it into multiple pieces. By doing so, you have the potential to reach more people by doing less work and save yourself some time and hopefully some stress by using the content pieces that you have. Many times, I don't think that we maximize those pieces of content. So we'll go into it. So, what is content repurposing? A definition is a strategic transformation of an existing piece of content or pieces of content into fresh formats. You want to basically take old content and give it new life. The goal of repurposing is to extend your content's useful life and reach audiences on their preferred platforms. By doing that, you maximize the investment, whether that be time or money. If you put money into developing content, you just maximize the investment into content. The benefits of that is boosting engagement across the channels, improving your search rankings, especially if you are using SEO in your content. If you're not, perhaps consider it, especially when it comes to blog posts, YouTube videos, podcasting, that type of thing. And another benefit is saving you time and money on the creation process. And hopefully by doing so, it could increase your leads and ultimately the ultimate goal is increase your sales. Now, I can't guarantee that, but that's what we're all hoping for. All right. So why do it? Again, to expand your reach. You have the potential to connect with different audiences and connect with them in different ways, meaning each platform has its own kind of culture. So, what you post on Instagram may not be the same post type that you would want to do on LinkedIn. The culture is different, and how you speak on those particular platforms are different. Instagram has a more laid back and, of course, it's very visual, more casual, whereas LinkedIn has a more professional feel to it. And you just want to talk to those audiences different. LinkedIn is more thought leadership, think pieces, articles, that type of thing. When you repurpose content, you also have the potential or ability to reinforce your messaging. So you are saying essentially the same things, but in different ways across, the different platforms. Another reason to repurpose content is to maximize your return on investment. So if you are investing money, though it doesn't have to be money, you're investing your time. You want to get higher returns on that. So it would make sense to take that one piece and make it multiples versus using that one piece one time. Yeah. And also repurposing helps with the planning. It makes your planning of content more efficient because you're not sitting down always trying to come up with something that is brand new. You can, just take something that you have and maybe say it in a different way depending on the audience that you are trying to reach. Um, I'm just going to talk about this at a at a very high level. So when it comes to repurposing content, you would want to probably choose pieces that did well for you on other platforms. Now, I say this with a caveat, just because it did well for you on YouTube doesn't necessarily mean it's going to do well over on, I don't know, maybe Facebook. However, there are probably some indicators or some things about that particular content that um, would have us believe that it has the potential to perform at a higher level. So you, in order to identify those high performing pieces, you want to analyze your performance metrics. Also focus on evergreen content. So when I talk about, you can repurpose anything, but I really like it for repurposing like long form content, meaning YouTube videos, especially longer ones, podcasts, because those typically tend to be long form. Um, what else? It can be written content, or whether it's like book pieces, things like that. Um, Also, make sure that you are aligning your content with your marketing goals. And again, just review your top performing pieces. All right. And these are just some different, strategies. You could take a webinar and turn it into an article for LinkedIn, or an article for, a newspaper, LinkedIn has the ability to, um, you could write a newsletter. So you could take that, and depending on how long the webinar is, it could probably be more than one article. So that's taking one piece of content and turning it into two pieces of content. Long form content. In this instance, I'm thinking of a YouTube video and take it and turn it into snippets. So, using a tool like maybe Descript or some of the other ones, and breaking it into smaller pieces. You can use it as reels. You could use it as TikTok videos, or even the shorts for YouTube. Taking a series and turning it into a compilation. So, like, say for instance, I don't know if she's in here, but Allie, she has a blog, and she could take her blog pieces and compile them and consider turning them into some type of a book form, if she wanted to, or take the blog and turn it into visual pieces. So, do you want to take the blog and turn it into video, or uh, whether that be long form or even short form? You can take the material, and using the power of AI, which is, I should have said this in the beginning, what I'll be demonstrating here, or what we'll be demonstrating here, and have it to write you scripts for those videos. All right, so the best practices for repurposing, I talked about one of these, the first one previously, but you want to make sure that you have platform specific adaptation, meaning what you develop for Facebook may not necessarily be the same thing that you develop for TikTok or, LinkedIn. So make sure it is platform specific. Um, Make sure that you do regular updates. So when you're getting ready to repurpose that content, check over it depending on how far you're going back. Make sure your facts and your figures are current, and just be careful around that, because you don't want outdated information to do any damage to your credibility. You could also add in fresh perspectives. So, though we'll be demonstrating using ChatGPT and some prompts to do this, I don't necessarily like taking things and copying them straight from ChatGPT. Make sure that you are injecting yourself. Make sure it has your tone, your style, your voice in it, uh, which will be very different from the tone, style, and voice of ChatGPT. And again, SEO optimization, try to incorporate relevant keywords. That will go toward helping your repurposed content be discovered in other places. I don't know if any of you have ever tried like Googling your name or your business name or anything like that to see what comes up. My youngest daughter loves to do that, and I don't Google myself because when she did it, it just kind of freaked me out. I guess I was surprised at what all came up. So it's interesting, even things that I've done, in a previous life. But that just speaks to the power of SEO. Uh, just some tools. This is not an exhaustive list. Management system, things like Airtable, Notion, Content Cal. Those things just help with managing the content, helping you with planning and strategizing, and keeping things accessible in one place. Design software, that'd be things like the Adobe Creative Suite, Canva. There are also, some free tools out there that you can use as well. Media editors, things like the script, which I mentioned earlier, Adobe Premiere and Audacity. Those will help you with breaking up your audio and visual material, and analytics platforms like Google, Hootsuite, or Buffer. And they will help with measuring what matters most so that you know what and where you can improve when it comes to your content. And I didn't add it in here, but I'm going to add in, I'm going to do a shameless plug of my content clarity and repurposing toolkit. That will be very helpful tool when it comes to efficiently repurposing your content as well. All right, key takeaways: maximize your content value. That's the whole purpose that we're here, so that we take that one piece of content and turn it into multiple pieces. You get more return from every piece that you create. Focus on the winners, the things that seem to perform well for you. Repurpose content that already performs well. Use the right tools, and I put for you. So what works for you may not necessarily work for someone else, depending on what it is you're trying to do. So you want to make sure that you are streamlining your particular workflow with appropriate software for what you're trying to do and or what you're trying to market. And then a part of that goes into measuring your results. So track the performance to guide your future strategy. So and I'll leave it at that. All right. Are there any questions around that before we kind of get into the repurposing demo that we're going to do?
Excuse me, if you want to type it in the chat, that's fine, or you can unmute yourself if you have a question.
Sure. Oh, let me find the chat. I think I can stop share now.
I also wanted to say this too, where we're going to demonstrate with me for just to kind of get the ball rolling. It's also a good idea to have your goal in mind. Like, what do you want to do? For me right now, in this season I'm in right now, particularly in what we're going to demonstrate with me, is I'm really investing more of my time into YouTube, putting up more videos. But I'm also equally working on developing my LinkedIn strategy. So what we're going to show you today is how I'm taking my videos I'm posting up on YouTube and then repurposing them as written content for articles. Actually, I don't know if any of you are on LinkedIn or you know about LinkedIn, but you can put actual articles of your content on LinkedIn. But I also just learned yesterday you can have a newsletter on LinkedIn. So I've already been doing a few articles. We're going to actually do one in real time today. But to take it even a step further, what I'm doing is that I'm then going back to the GPT and I'm having it write sort of like a much conversational friendly. I'm not that any of my stuff's not friendly, but I want it to be more conversational in tone for Facebook. So I'm, as LaKeshia saying, I'm trying to be applicable to the platform I'm on. Where maybe I can be more formal on LinkedIn. On Facebook, I want to be more conversational, more personable. And so I'm, adjusting the prompt to help me with that. But I'm also repurposing it in my email newsletter. So basically, I'm putting up a video first. I'm repurposing it on LinkedIn. I'm sharing it on Facebook in my Facebook group, and I'm sending it out to my email list. So that's one piece done 4 ways. Now I could take it further and start making more visuals around it, and then maybe start putting it on Instagram or Pinterest or whatever. But that's one. And so now it's like this whole idea is that I don't have to reinvent the wheel 4 times. And I can do all of this in like less than an hour or so after, the initial piece is up. So that's why I wanted to make sure that I want to share with what I'm experiencing right now. And if the overwhelm about it all is what you might be feeling, I can tell you right now, you don't have to be. But that's just what I'm doing. So I would just say my recommendation to all of you is kind of get clear about what platforms you're on, what your mission is, what your goal is, because that's going to impact what prompt you choose. And then try to put it in a few different places, like LaKeshia said, not just one.
Okay. And I'll back up a little bit. So I know that we started with content repurposing, but as part of the toolkit, there is a piece of it that is around content clarity. So it walks you through establishing like your content pillars, what things that you want to focus on, across your marketing efforts. It walks you through getting clear on your target audience, um, establishing your particular tone, voice style, that particular theme, because you want to make sure that you have a good foundation so that when you are repurposing the content, it, flows systematically and sort of, seamlessly. And so part of that is making sure you have a good foundation for doing so. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. Any questions or comments before we move into the demo part?
And even if things come up for you as we're doing it, feel free to pop it in the chat too.
Right.
So we're going to do one piece for me, and then we're going to pick a couple of people from the list, maybe pop
Right.
difference and see what we can do there. So
Yeah. It's like Wendy put her.
put her link in. Anita put her link in. Her link in, not LinkedIn. I think that was it. So yeah.
I don't see Anita's. Is it
I
private?
see it up here. I see it up at the top. I see Wendy's and I see Anita's. It's right up here somewhere. At least I did see it though.
Oh, okay.
At least
I see
I did.
Wendy's twice, I think. Anita was driving.
Oh, I thought I saw. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm mixed up. I'm sorry. I thought I
Uh-huh.
saw that. So anyway, yeah. Okay. So if anyone else would like to maybe pop in a link to maybe your product on Amazon or whatever, and
Oh no, it's no problem, Wendy.
mhm. Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem. No, we're all family here. So yeah, if, so yeah, if you have something on Amazon. Actually, that's great because most people here, like I said, do have a book on Amazon or something like that. So okay, so we ready to get going with
Yeah.
me? Okay.
So are
So
you sharing your?
yeah, I'm going to take over and share my screen.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go over here to okay. So this is my LinkedIn profile, and this is where I've been posting articles. And these two articles here that you see at the top were my most recent ones based on videos that I have up on my YouTube channel. So if I go back to the back end of my YouTube channel, you can see this article here. I mean, this video I did here. If you look at this one here, the titles also too aren't always the same. It won't always carry over between the two. I may have to adjust because the thing too that I've learned from LaKeshia is that what I title something here for SEO, it may not necessarily be the same thing that I put over here on YouTube. I may have to adjust it because again, I'm talking to a different audience of people in a sense. So anyway, like I said, what I've been doing is I've been uploading videos. This is my most recent video, influencer marketing for authors, and I'll just show you the actual video itself. Um, it's about maybe 22 minutes long. And I've been using it to even write out my description, AI for writing out the description of what I put on the video too, so I don't have to do any of this from scratch. So with LaKeshia's prompt that she shared in the chat here, let me pull it down. I can see it all the way. Where'd it go? Okay. So the prompt is that LaKeshia has in her toolkit. I'm saying you are a LinkedIn expert. Please expand this content into a full article with subheadings and a strong conclusion. So I'm going to grab this prompt that LaKeshia has provided, and I'm going to go over to ChatGPT. Everyone can see my screen, correct? Can you see it, LaKeshia?
I do see it.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to pop in LaKeshia's prompt from her toolkit here. Then I'm going to go a couple of spaces. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over to my YouTube video. Now, I have a free Chrome extension called Glasp, and that's what I've been using. And so it gives me the transcript like this. Now, you don't need this extension. You can get the transcript natively inside of YouTube, but I tend to like this one better personally. So it gives me a full transcript of everything that I said. And all I do is I hit the little copy transcript icon here. And then I go back over to the GPT and then I paste that transcript here. And then I just hit return or, thing. And then it comes back, says, okay, just let it load a minute before I try to speed up. Let me collapse this window too so you can. Okay. So it says, sure, here's a LinkedIn article based on your YouTube video designed for maximum engagement with clear subheadings, actionable takeaways, and a compelling call to action at the end. So, and then it's writing out the article. So now, again, like what LaKeshia said, I would need to read through this, but I'm just going to demonstrate it. I'm not going to actually publish it yet because but I want to show you all very quickly how this can, be done. Um, so, I would go over it, but it's basically taking what I've done and summarized it in a very clear way. This would take me hours to do if I was writing this from scratch. But be able to get this done very quickly, um, you know, so far based on what I'm seeing, it all looks what I covered. Um, I even in the video, I even give a script about what you can do to send. So for this whole video and article is about pitching yourself to influencers who actually may want to promote your book. So I do actually recommend you all watch the video. But anyway, but in it, I mentioned a script that you can send out to influencers that could help you, speed that process up. And what I love about the GPT is they actually wrote out the template for the script. Um, and just again gave more examples. Um, I even show in the video there's a link to a actual coloring book author who sent her book to to the actress comedian Monique, who actually did a video of herself on an airplane with this person's book. This author also sent her a box of coloring pencils as well. And so she got a significant shout out from this individual. So I put the link to that video in my YouTube description on my video. And so all of that is also, kind of referencing that a little bit. And so again, now again, this would take me hours to put together and then go through and edit it. But what I'm going to do is just kind of show you, what I was able to get done in a matter of minutes. So let's just assume, for the sake of time, that I'm cool with this. This is all good. I really like it. Other thing I wanted to demonstrate with you all too is I could use the artwork that I already have for this video. So if you look at the artwork for the video that I made, this is a graphic that I made in Midjourney. Now I could just transfer this same graphic and pop it over to LinkedIn, because again, I'm using Midjourney for all of my graphics. So this could work. I could easily do that. But let's just assume for you all watching this, you don't have a graphic yet for any of your content. You don't have it for your post, because as I said in the emails I sent to you, is that the image essentially will get the attention, but the words you say will keep it and influence whether or not the person gives you the click, wherever that may be, to go to your landing page, to go to your Amazon listing, or whatever the case may be. So since I know that, well, actually, no, I haven't. No, I did make a graphic for this. I just haven't posted it. But LaKeshia, are you cool with us doing like a little demonstration? Let's say I don't have a graphic for this. We have some tips for a demonstration of what I could do in Midjourney to actually make my graphic for this article.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. So when it comes to visuals, for anyone that uses ChatGPT for visuals, there's nothing wrong with ChatGPT, but there is a very different styles, very different looks, and very different ways of prompting ChatGPT versus Midjourney. Now, there is a prompt structure for Midjourney, and I do like it. However, Midjourney is flexible in that you can use an emoji, you can use one word, 3 words. I mean, I've tried, all of that to just to see what types of visuals I get. Sometimes I might describe a mood. So I'm just going to say, just because there is a structure doesn't mean you have to adhere to that particular structure. It's art, it's visual. I think the main thing is making sure that your visual is saying what you want it to say, and that it is complementing your written content piece or your video content piece or whatever you're using the visual for, if that makes sense. So, Mr. Roddy, is there a particular look or anything that you're going for with this?
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, well, I'll share with you all, since for the interest of time, what I did here was, and you may ask, hey, why this particular style of image of a woman traveling on a plane? So when I constructed the video, the thing that stood out for me was this other author's video that she did with this particular actress, this influencer, on a plane with her book. Now I can't reference that. It's not my book, it's not my video. I can't necessarily, but I was influenced by that. So when the video got done, I knew that I'm just trying to basically pull an idea out of thin air. Like, well, what could the visual be about? What was the thing about what I talked about in the video that stood out for me? To me, to get your book in the hands of someone like that, that actually gives you a shout out like that, I thought was a big deal. And so it essentially, in essence, was the whole focus behind the topic of the video, which is using influencers to help promote your book. So I just extrapolated from all of that what I wanted the visual to kind of look like. So all I did when my prompt was I just said a highly stylized graphic of a celebrity woman sitting on a plane reading a book. And since I've been, I've used Midjourney for all of my thumbnails for the most part for YouTube, and now carrying over to LinkedIn, I'm now been using Midjourney to make my thumbnails and my graphics for it. Now I'm going to scroll down a little bit and I'll show you some of the original ones that they gave. The reason why I personally like bold, strong color is because I know that image captures attention. So if you're looking at this on Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, wherever you're looking at it, I know that that image is going to stop the scroll. And what LaKeshia has done with the written content is now that you've gotten my attention, I got to keep it. The words is what's going to keep it. So I just want to, that's the reason why this part here is so important. It's not either or, it's both. And but I didn't really know exactly what to put in. So my prompts was really pretty simple. Like, okay, well, make a highly stylized graphic of a celebrity reading the book. So these were some of the original ones. Actually, these were the original ones. Um, so again, bold, strong color. But what I'm saying with LaKeshia is if you don't know what to put in there, um, like I'm saying, maybe what's the hook? What's the thing out of the piece that you made? What's one piece of it that's going to that you can take into I'm sorry, into Midjourney in this case, and start to make your graphic. Um, is that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I totally agree with everything you said, and I'm gonna expound um, a little bit because my previous explanation might have been a little bit convoluted. So when it comes to ChatGPT, its prompting structure with visual ChatGPT in and of itself is a large language model, and so you converse with it just like you would a friend. So you're just talking back and forth with it. You can use those same prompt styles in Midjourney, and you may or may not get a similar type look. But Midjourney is not necessarily conversational. Um, it's more factual. So you want to give it specific details. So you want to describe, okay, what type of image do you want? Are you looking for an oil painting? Do you want a photograph? Um, um, or some other type of painting or watercolor, that type of thing. Describe your subject. And I put a prompt structure in the chat because there is a way to take a prompt. I think it will do it inside of the web version. You put it in. No, I think it's in Discord. I think you can only see it in Discord. There's a way to take a prompt and have Midjourney look at the prompt, and it will go through and cross out pieces of it. The things that it crosses out are the things it's not even considering as part of your prompt. So those long prompts that ChatGPT comes with, the majority of it Midjourney doesn't even use to come up with the image. Um, it's typically better to be concise when it comes to Midjourney. So your subject, describe your subjects either, it could be either or both. What they're looking like, are they wearing something specific? Are they doing a particular activity? I tend to like to describe, certain hairstyles, especially if I'm doing women. describe the environment and or the background. So are they, in the park? Are they in a luxurious office setting? Just techniques can be things from camera angles, particular film types, lighting, um, those type of things. And then your parameters are those things that are like your aspect ratio, your style, the character weight, all of those fine tuning things that help it formulate into a but the particular style and size and type of image that you are hoping to see. And just remember with all AI, even if you put the prompt in twice, you're not going to get the same thing because there's that element of it's I guess algorithm, or I say surprise. You don't know what you know what you're going to get, even if you put it in a couple of different times. However, there are ways to get it to look to get things to look pretty similar and or pretty consistent. But that's another tool and a whole nother class. So I could go really deep and wide into this. I'm trying to keep it.
All right. Well, and with that being said, LaKeshia and I spoke about this a couple of days ago, and we were talking about the possibility of continuing this conversation with another workshop or possibly two more workshops where we focus just on imagery. So if you're interested in that, let us know in the chat, maybe by typing in interested or, whatever. And if we put that together, we'll let you know. Because, the words is what we're talking about today with a little bit of talk about the visuals. But if you want to know more about the in-depth of the visual side, because I know you all probably do, then let us know about that. And we'll talk about making that our next workshop.
And the visuals can also um, go into animation. So I'm geeky about all this stuff. So and it's fun to me. So taking a still image and turning it into motion. Like there's a video that I recently did where I written a piece of poetry. I took one image, but I took that one image and had an AI to I prompted like four different ways. So I had her to look up, to look over her shoulder, to be running through a thing. And then I took those that what was started out as one image, uh, I turned it into four like 5-second clips and then put them together. And then when you add the poem into it, and time it with the words in the poem so it looked like she was making those movements. It was just pretty cool. So you could do that. Just think about your books or things that you're developing. People you know enjoy, I think, uniqueness, and they enjoy um seeing something that's different, that stands out. And online space is it's so busy, and you only have like a couple seconds to check, to catch people's attention. So any way that you can do that, that stands out from what other people are doing is just pretty cool, especially when it comes to your books and different assets that you are developing.
Exactly. So what I'm going to do, just again, I want to be mindful of time, is I'm not going to actually post this because I do need to read through the article. I do need to edit it if it needs to be happened. But I did, and again, this isn't about LinkedIn, but I just wanted to show you basically how I'm putting things together in this particular context. So for LinkedIn, again, this is for this platform I'm using. I'm putting in my headline, I'm putting in my body copy here, I'm putting in my links, and then I'm using the image that I'm grabbing from Midjourney. Now I can repurpose this same thing for Facebook. I can repurpose the same thing for you for Instagram. I don't really use TikTok, but I could probably do it on TikTok. I can definitely send it out to my newsletter. So again, all I need is one piece of written content and I need a strong image that matches the brand message I want to use. And that's basically it. So again, I'm not going to go and how to set this up on LinkedIn, but I just wanted to show you what the finished thing could look like. Once it's done. So I guess with that said, we can, so again, when actually, I just learned a strategy yesterday for LinkedIn. So actually, I'm going to save this piece for Monday. I don't know who's using LinkedIn here, but this is a strategy I learned yesterday, is that it's Mondays and Tuesdays are the best days to post like more what they call educational or more in-depth content. So actually, I'm gonna well, I could publish it today because it is Tuesday. I forgot, but like I said, I do want to review this and just make sure before I post it. And again, this isn't a class on LinkedIn, but I just wanted to show you how quickly I could put this together. So anyway, yeah. So
And
that's a video to that. Anyone have any questions, or Keisha, you want to add anything to that?
I was gonna add another thing that'll help with now this is definitely more in the advanced scale. However, um, having a GPT, which is a piece of AI for those who may not know, that is trained on a specific task. So, for instance, I have a GPT that is trained on specifically the way that I write, my voice, my tone, and my style. So even though I take these and I repurpose them, I do it inside of inside of that particular GPT. I named it My Voice Pro. Um, and so when it spits it out, and I'm sorry I could have said that better. when it when it puts the information out there, it sounds, a lot like me. If it doesn't, then I'm like, hey, are you using my particular voice tone and style? And it'll correct itself or whatnot. But consider something like that. Or if there is someone, one of the things that I did was when developing that was I trained it on like emails I've written, blog posts I've written, social media posts, that type of thing. So it's trained on that particular knowledge. So it got an essence of which, as long as you have your memory on, ChatGPT understands that about you anyway. But I wanted to make sure that it stayed in that vein when it puts it out, because that keeps me from having to get the content, then turn it around and having it to rewrite it into my voice tone and style. So it just saves me a step. But if you are unclear of your voice tone and style, one of the things that I have done was ask ChatGPT, based on everything that you know about me, what other people, it could be, writers, authors, or, whoever, um, have a similar tone, style, and voice to me. And it'll give you a list of who those people are. And so when it gave me that, I used some of those people into that as well, since because those people have more works out there that ChatGPT can pull from and help with, uh, you know, um, giving my pieces that a particular voice tone and style, if that makes sense.
And what I will say, I'm gonna pull someone's link here and go to their Amazon while I'm doing that and pulling that up. What LaKeshia's talking about, because again, I'm as much as I think I know, I'm still learning stuff like all the time. But that being able to personalize your GPT was something I didn't know. But do you want to talk a little bit while I'm choosing someone here? to talk
Mhm.
about the toolkit and a part of what that looks like. And if you
Okay.
were to pop the link, share it or whatever, pop the link in the chat. If anyone
Sure, sure.
let me go through and
So, we am I able to share my screen?
oh, let me give you screen share capability again. Oh, you should be able to. Okay.
Okay, it looks like I can. Oh, bear with me, y'all. Okay. So, what we've been referring to is my content clarity and repurposing toolkit, which is actually two different products, but they are being sold as a bundle, because I didn't want to just give people the repurposing part for those that may need to get clear on the foundation of their content. Um, that makes sense. So I'm going to go through it at a very high level. That's the wrong thing. Bear with me one moment, please. All right, there we go. All right, so the content clarity workbook is just basically an AI-powered system for scalable strategic content creation. And it just, kind of walks you through um, who it's for, your content, developing your content pillars, defining your audience, and also what their biggest challenges are, content styles and formats, and the content clarity workbook also has prompts in them as well, and they will help you develop some social media posts, though these prompts are a little or different than the ones that are in the toolkit in the repurposing part. It also includes a repurposing map and then some examples of repurposing in action. And then the repurposing workbook is basically for forming, repurposing, and scaling your content effortlessly.
are you sharing the
So
screen, LaKeshia?
I thought I was.
I was looking at the links and pulling everyone's link up, and I'm like, "Are you sharing the screen?"
Am I not? It says
No,
I'm
I
sharing.
don't. We don't see. I don't see it.
Oh
So,
no. Okay. Well, I'm gonna
I'm sorry, I
stop.
didn't catch it earlier.
I can see
I was
it.
pulling everyone's link that posted in the chat, so I wasn't looking at the video.
Okay. Someone said that they could see it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can see it.
we can see it. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Why can't I see it?
I don't know.
What's wrong with me? Why can't I see it?
I don't know. Oh goodness.
Leave me
All right.
out.
So the repurposing toolkit just kind of helps you walk through, your workflow, choosing your core content, identifying your repurposing goal, um, using AI to generate the content variations, organizing it into a flow, and then scheduling and automating for consistency. Um, then there's a visual. There's some advanced techniques in there, which I didn't go into that today, but it's basically chaining prompts together. And then there's a prompt bank. So there are 65 prompts in the toolkit itself. The workbook, I forgot how many there are in it. I think there's like 20 or 30 in the workbook. But what I did in the toolkit for the repurposing is try to break it down for different um, platforms. So the prompts will be a little bit different, and they will speak to different types of uh, content posts, meaning thinking LinkedIn, it will be for thought leadership. It'll be for an article. There may be one for newsletter, and then two other ones. Now, I think it's YouTube and the podcasting. They have 10 prompts each. Yep. And that's not what I meant to do. I think I'm trying to stop sharing, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I
So,
believe.
I just wanted to add on. Oh, I'm sorry. There you go.
Okay. Oh, well, I already went on for the workbook because I
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
sure.
That's
That's the
when yeah,
review.
I'm sorry. I was pulling up everyone's link that commented because I wanted us to do demonstrations with all of their things. But all I'll say is all of you here already know LaKeshia, so I don't need to do any, pitching or hard selling here. Get the kit. If you if you seriously, it's like I'm the kind of person that I don't like to spend a whole lot of time on these things, to be honest with you, but I know it's important in order for me to be able to. There's no point in me investing the time and the energy that I've done to build up the Facebook group, to build up my email list. Now I'm doing this thing with YouTube and I'm putting this stuff on LinkedIn. There's no point in me doing any of this stuff if I'm not being consistent with it. If I'm not posting anything, then I just wasted my time even establishing any of that. And the number one thing with everything else I've got going on is I don't know what to say. Like when you said that about the blank screen, I get it. With all of this that's in my head, I'm still like, I don't want to learn anything else. I don't want to know anything else right now. So being able to know because the thing with ChatGPT and Midjourney is you got to know what to feed it. And even to think about what's the prompt I put in there is also requiring me to do the thing that sometimes I don't want to do, which is to think. So if the prompt can get me jump started and give me something to work with, then that thing kicks in and inspires me then to want to tweak and edit and massage and that kind of thing. But from the base beginning, I may not know what I want to do. So anyway, I don't need to oversell this. It's like get the kit because you I mean, if it's just up on Amazon and you're not doing anything to drive traffic over there to it, then it's okay, cool, it's on Amazon. But with that said, LaKeshia popped the link in the chat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to pop over to the three people's books that shared with us today. We'll see if we can do all three. So
And
and I'll show it to you
I
that you give me the prompt, I guess, and I can do it in my Midjourney with that, or you want to do it in yours.
we're doing it in Midjourney or ChatGPT
I'm
or
sorry, Midjourney. I'm sorry, ChatGPT. ChatGPT.
okay. And are they what type of social are they social media posts
Right
or
now it's Amazon listings, so it would be a
right?
post that they would need. Let's say everyone's on Facebook to get traffic back over to, Amazon to go buy. So
Okay.
the first person's book I pulled up was Marsha's,
Okay.
and then we've got Allie's and we've got Wendy's.
Okay. Bear with me. Let me grab those prompts. So it's for Facebook.
If you want, LaKeshia, the links are in the you tell me if you want to pop the prompt into the chat and then I'll copy and paste the text into ChatGPT and make it, or do you want to do it on your end? It's up to you.
Oh yeah. I was grabbing the prompt.
Okay. Let me go over to
So you're going to ChatGPT, and I'm going to give you so for the first one, I'm choosing an engagement post.
mhm.
So one of the things I meant to point out, so if the LinkedIn prompt that Mr. Roddy used before, if you remember when he was showing his chat GPT, it started out saying, it gave him some specific language. Um, could you scroll back up so I could see that? Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry. Let
okay.
me go back
If you
over.
would go back to your, I wanted to point something out. And I talked about this before, but when even if you weren't using the kit and you're just developing your, your own prompts or whatnot, give ChatGPT a role. Now it will do what you ask it to do without giving it a role, but you tend to get a different result. So
You talking about this here, the prompt?
yes.
Okay.
So when you say you are a LinkedIn expert, it's going to give you the information from that point of view. And would you go down to where it started giving you the information? So so it says, sure, here's a LinkedIn article based on your YouTube video, designed for maximum engagement with clear subheadings, actionable takeaways, and compelling call to action at the end, because it understands from a LinkedIn expert point of view, that is how a LinkedIn article should be written. So when I give him this Facebook post, the role is going to be a Facebook, um, well, I said marketing, but I think I'm going to change it to, well, we'll see. Um,
Go ahead and move
so
forward.
I have given it a role and then told it what we want.
So let's see. So I'm gonna start a new chat. This is a prompt that you gave me. I'm going to do a couple of hard dashes. I'm going to go over here to Amazon and I'm going to grab all of I'm sorry, Marsha's content. Um, should I grab, I'm going to grab this and then the title of the book at the top.
Mhm.
So let's go back over to ChatGPT. Let's put that there and let's grab the title of the book.
And ChatGPT will also take pictures, so you could, do
Oh, that's right. I can upload her cover.
yep,
Do
or
that.
just
Okay.
take a screenshot and pop it in there too.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can get a bigger version of it. If not, no worries. I'll just do a screenshot like you said.
Mhm. That's what I so while he's doing that. So one of the things that I do is I use Chat GPT. I've been using it for about a month or so, with analyzing my visuals that I'm going to post on social media. And so while I'm developing it in Canva, when I get to a state, certain stages, I might think it's good or something is missing, but I can't define what it is. I'll take a screenshot of it in Canva, upload it to ChatGPT, and have it analyze it and analyze the visual and give me feedback on how to improve it. So it'll tell me about spacing. It might say something about colors, readability, different things like that. So that's been pretty neat.
So I uploaded the cover. Should I also do the back or does it matter? Does it matter?
I don't think so, because we're just doing a Facebook
A post.
engagement post. So
Okay, so let's hit return and see what it gives us. So it says, here's a Facebook post crafted to spark engagement and discussion using content from the Do All Things with Kindness coloring book and arts therapy journal. And then here is the post. It's using the emojis that are appropriate to the thing it's talking about. And then it's asking, do we want a version for Instagram with a more visual flow and hashtag heavy style? So at this point, if you were doing this yourself, Marcia, you can say, yes, sure, whatever. I'm just going to say, sure, yes. Let's see what it goes.
So Marsha, with the free plan, it will, I think it'll let you upload, but there are limitations to it. Meaning you may be able to upload, I don't know how many. Let me see if I can find out for you.
So it'll let you do some, just give you a limit on how many you can do or something. Okay.
But yeah, so I know a lot of times we use ChatGPT very transactionally, but use it to, like, even if I have it do content and it might sound pretty good or pretty whatever, I will have it take the content, and I'm talking about, I will run it through until either it tells me it, I'll even have it give me a grade. And if I don't have a plus, we're gonna keep, going through it, because what's the issue? Analyze and review. Those are like two of my favorite to analyze and review it. And depending on what it's for, defining, you are a, expert in sales and whatever, like, when I was doing my landing page, having it just, kind of go through those steps, and even having it help me write it in blocks and put it in. And then I will take the whole thing, either I'll download the PDF or take snippets of it and upload it, and then, walk it through that way. So it's just, it's just so many things, so many ways that you can use it. Like, don't be afraid to experiment. Like just don't be afraid to experiment.
Something else, this goes into more nuances. I just want to say this as I'm looking at it, but also too, in this case, Marcia, you could use this, you can massage this based on where you're going to post it. You can make the call to action, because I know with Facebook, it kind of gets weird with links that you put into the body copy, but you would put the call to action in the comments to get people to, to do something. You could also use one of those like GIF type emoji things, like I did yesterday on yesterday's Facebook post. You can use that just as an idea, or you can use that template that I've given all of you for the magazine layout, the page flip. You don't have to make your graphic in ChatGPT, or I'm sorry, Midjourney. You could do that for this context, Marcia. You also too could take this description and ask it, because once you've started feeding ChatGPT things, you can ask it to rewrite your Amazon listing description.
Yeah, that would probably be helpful, because I didn't have any ChatGPT when I wrote it originally. So it's probably due an update and probably a new what do you call it? Like the visuals of it. So I'm sure LaKeshia could do some lovely visuals on this, or bring it into the 2025.
Yep. So that's a good way to get yourself kind of, what I like. It's a good jumping off point is what I like. Because as you know, you keep feeding it and it's already, like my favorite prompt is based on what you already know, do this and so on and so forth. So
thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Let's see. So let's see who's next. We've got Allie here. And let's see. So you had shared the front sales page, but there was more copy here on your actual checkout page, Allie, if you're still here. So I'm thinking, where we post this up on, like I said, let's just keep it in the context, maybe a Facebook post again. What do you think?
Okay.
Okay.
Sure. If I mean, as long as is that where she wants to post it, I want to give her something that she
Yeah.
wants to, maybe she can use. So
I'm here.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe I took the assignment a little sideways, but my initial thought was like, oh, I was curious of what Chat GPT would do to taking, yeah, this description and doing like a YouTube video outline.
oh, okay.
You want to pop up, get one for that, LaKeshia?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm
There.
going to do while you're doing all of that, I'm going to grab all of this and I'm going to pop it in. And then when you put the prompt in, I'll just add it. That's a good suggestion, or idea, Allie.
I'm sorry, was there a question for me?
No, no, no. I was just
Oh,
acknowledging, what you want to do. Let me kind of tighten this up while she's giving the prompt for us.
Um, so, Allie, I have a question for you. Did you want this to be long form, short form, Q,
um, I, let's go with long form.
long form? Okay.
LaKeshia, while you're doing that, should I do the same thing and pull her cover, or does that matter for you too? Since she's gonna have to make a thumbnail anyway. I don't know.
Mm, no, not necessary.
Okay,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Okay,
Uh,
for the check, let me pop that in there. Wendy, if you're still here, let us know ahead of time what you would like the content to be analyzed for, what platform you want LaKeshia to create, give you the prompt for. Is it for, YouTube, Facebook? I know you post a lot on LinkedIn like me, so that may be something. Just putting it out there. Okay. So the prompt is, you are a YouTube expert. Extract key highlights from this content and format them into a long form YouTube script outline. Okay. Actually, that may be something you might want to do too, Wendy. I'm not sure. But anyway, let me pop that prompt in there. Give a couple of hard spaces. Okay. And we got everything in there. Oh, I didn't see all this down here. I could probably take out the specs. What do you think?
yes.
Yeah. In the terms of use, we can take all that out too. Space all of this, but for the purpose of. What about the FAQs? What do you think?
She's probably so we're doing an outline for a YouTube video, so probably not the
What
FAQ.
we can do? Okay, we'll check out the FAQs. Those in here, okay, I think that's it. All right, let's go do it. It's taking a little while. Should I redo it or refresh the window?
No, 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 no. Because if you refresh the window, then it's not going to do anything. It sometimes it takes a minute. Now we ask for a long form YouTube video outline, so it's gonna
It's going to take some
take a
time.
little longer.
Okay. All right. Okay. While we're waiting, Wendy, did you decide?
She did. I have
Oh, I didn't see
put
it.
in the prompt in right now.
Mhm.
Let's put it in.
Hmm. I'm just gonna pop over another window. I'm gonna refresh the window. I'll just see if maybe. I know I was having some issues a minute ago trying to upload images, upload a cover.
Load a cover into ChatGPT.
Yeah, it was giving me a like a warning, like a thing a moment ago. So I didn't know
Oh, okay.
if my internet or I mean my internet's working obviously because we're here, but anyway, this is still taking a while though to do. Should I try it again in a new window? Because this is taking a while. Did it take this long?
Maybe I broke ChatGPT.
You messed up my chat GPT. No, I'm
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it in a different window just to see.
What an impatient world we live in. Oh
I
my,
know. It's
my.
like you should already have this done. We should have the video made right now and posted. Try another. Let me copy it to another window with the chat still open and see what it does. Okay. There we go. So here's a long form script outline for a video introducing Renew and Reclaim Planner and Journal. It structures to tell a powerful story, connect emotionally with the viewer, and highlight key benefits, features, and benefits to drive purchase and engagement. I love the way it gives you like time codes. What do you think, Alan?
So from what I can see, is it giving basically like a long form video talking about the planner or what it is? Is that what that's what I'm reading.
Yeah, well, you asked for, was it a script? Yeah, script outline. So I guess basically
Okay.
give you an outline. Then of course, you're gonna record this in real time. So um this is giving you prompts like what you're gonna talk about in each part of the video. Oh, and then like for where it says visuals, footage of animation or showing a woman writing in her planner or print. So this could be like B-roll that you might have integrated in that with your voice over it on top. And then you could
Oh,
break
okay.
visuals like you could have. So all of this could be images. So this looks like from what I'm understanding is this is going to be like maybe some B-roll things that you're going to be pulling in with your voice overlaid on top.
Okay, that's actually kind of cool. I think originally my mind was, and maybe, if I did this by myself, be more specific, like, oh, take this like planner outline and come up with not like a mini course, but almost like a long form YouTube video
Mhm.
talking about maybe a subject that's really dominant in the book and making it a long form video.
Mm. Yeah, this one here looks like from what I'm seeing, it looks like more like there's some of you talking to camera, but some of it is also B-roll. Is what I'm picking up about it. So it looks like it's broken down into, what is it? How many sections? 6 sections and an outro. Total video is like 7 minutes. Oh yeah. Optional add-on B-roll footage of planner being used, overlay Bible verse quotes, use user testimonials or quotes from early buyers, soft piano or worship music in the background. Now, what it is asking here says, would you like a fully scripted version based on this outline? I can tailor it to fit your voice and brand style.
Right.
So I could do that and see what it says. It looks like you're reading this or speaking it out loud.
Well, I guess it's almost like a good, like longer form promo video, but maybe you could add in pieces of, I don't know, extra content. You know what I'm saying? Like if someone wanted to see almost like, I guess it's just really putting video form into my description, right? It's just be taking that and like how would you put this in a visual audio format, basically. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yep. So like when it's talking about these different sections in the book is when you would maybe have those pages up on, if you want to do you can either have the physical book where you flip to that page, or you can have, if you're doing like it from a say a Canva presentation, you can have like a page, that particular page up on the slide. So that particular slide has the weekly Bible verses page. This page has the monthly calendar and intentions page, the prompt page, the playlist, the safety plan. So if you want to make like a Canva presentation, you could put those individual pages in that pres, and then you're talking about it. So that could be another way. As far as these go, or just open it up to that book, the page in the book. Which I kind of like the idea of the open, you have to have, make sure you got good lighting. But I kind of like the idea of having the physical book, because that way people actually see it, and it doesn't, and so people go, oh, that's a beautiful book. I think I'd like to get that. So
I think this might be a good option, because I know in my book there's like those 2 to 4 pages that basically go with like a how to use. And I feel like maybe if you made a video like this and then you put the option of, hey, you could read like how to use this product, or scan this QR code and watch the video, and we can walk through it maybe more in-depthly. You know what I'm saying? Almost like you can kind of pick what you want to do, video or reading.
And it's asking, would you like this turned to a downloadable script or formatted teleprompter for reading? I'm going to say
that. Okay.
Again, what I love about this is that it jumpstarts the ideation process and gives you something to work with, so that you can then say, oh, okay, because maybe in the beginning you wouldn't think to ask for that, but it's working on that now. So hopefully, did this other one ever come up, or did it just never? No, it never did it. Okay, so let's close that window.
My apologies, you all.
Who's apologizing?
Me, LaKeshia.
Oh, I'm looking at the monitor, so I'm not looking at the Zoom video.
Because I don't know why I got kicked out, and then it said DNS not found or something. I don't know.
Oh,
so
I didn't know you were gone.
Well, I just don't know what to make of that.
I didn't either. Like, I'm gonna download the script and the teleprompter script, Allie, and then I'll send you that, so you have it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, cool. All righty, so let's see. All right, let's come back. I didn't know LaKeshia had left us. Let's see. Who else is next? We've got
Wendy, I think.
So you're a LinkedIn expert, summarizes content to a LinkedIn post. Okay, so let's start a new one. Oh, let me see here. Now, what I did was I pulled up your book, Wendy. Is that where we're gonna pull the original copy from? Okay, all right. So let's go back over to GPT. Let's start a new one. Just popped in the prompt. Let's grab the copy. Just pop that in there, and I'm going to grab the title of the book. Space, but that's okay. Okay. So here's a LinkedIn post version of your content designed to attract attention, highlight key takeaways, and drive engagement with a clear call to action. What do you think, Wendy? I like that it uses the puzzle piece. The other thing I was going to say too was I like that it asked the question, do you want to use this for an email too? So I don't know if you have an email list, so you could also have it write an email for you as well. Yeah, LaKeshia and I were talking about that last night. Sometimes ChatGPT can go buck wild with the with the emojis, but we can always tone that down. And again, it's a starting point. Like I say, you can always add more things to it. So, yep. All righty. Let me go back over to let me stop the share for just a minute and see. Oh, I think LaKeshia keeps getting knocked out. No, she's still here. Okay. Oh, you're muted.
My apologies. I was saying, yeah, I had to log in from my phone and I restarted my computer because I'm not sure what was going on. So I'm trying to get back in on my computer at the moment. See.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So anyway, yeah, like I said, it's a good starting point for coming up with copy, for coming up with ideas. And again, as you've seen, as you start doing this, um, to me, it spurs on, like I said, coming from the place of I'm not quite sure what angle I want to come from. I'm not sure what and I'll say this too, like yesterday or Sunday, I saw someone's post on LinkedIn that I liked the structure of how she put her post together. As a matter of fact, I'll share it with you all. And actually, I shared this in the Facebook group as well. But let me pull that up real quick, and I'll show you that. And many of you probably already know this, but I just wanted to share. Let me share my screen really quick. I'll show you that while he's just trying to get back on with us here. Let's see. Okay, so here's my LinkedIn profile, and this was a post that I did on, I think it was Sunday. Yes. So I saw someone's post that they did where they used sort of this one sort of statement type. Um, I don't want to call it a call out. And so what I did was I copied that post into ChatGPT and said, based on everything you know about what I do, my book, my audience, all of that, craft me a post similar to that. And I remember that I had recorded a podcast episode, what to do in the times when you just aren't feeling it. And so that's where, again, I took someone else's post, took a piece of content I already had created, in this case was a podcast episode, and fused it and they came up with this one. So for those times when I'm not feeling it, and then I said, when you're one opportunity away from the influencer shout out or the unexpected DM or the invite or the review or whatever it is. And then I customize, the ChatGPT customized because it understands who I am and what I do. So then it gave these 3 call outs: keep writing, keep creating, keep believing. And then I asked a question: what's something I want, I try to end my post with a question because I'm trying to encourage engagement on my post. And then this is an app that I use on my phone called WordSwag. And I sometimes like to use these text-based graphics. So sometimes I do that every now and again. And I posted that. And again, like I said, it's gotten some reactions to it. It's gotten 77 impressions, which is more than I'm getting on Facebook right now. And then I shared it also on my Facebook page. But I also could send this out as an email. I also could so those are 3 things right there I could do with it. So again, what you're starting here with this and the toolkit is that you're getting sort of those, what is the first thing I say in there, and then what in my experience and what I've gotten out of it is that it then jump starts the thinking and the ideation and the creativity process of it, because we're always, in essence, what we're trying to all do here is we're trying to find yet a unique angle in which to talk about the same thing, but not sounding like in a repeated way. And so what I encourage all of you to do is to think about your books, in this case, from a different angle. Like when I go back over the ChatGPT and I look at, let's see, where'd it go? I'm going to start with Marsha's. So as I was looking at this, a post angle could be from the perspective of the therapeutic art activities. So that could be a post that you do for you, Marsha, on what are 3 or your top 5 art activities that you can do to soothe your mind. So let's just play with that for a minute. Based on this bullet point, give me 5 ideas, or write an article, or let's say write a Facebook post. And then based on this, bullet point, and then see what it comes back with.
So would this be helpful if I trained it to think that I was Sharma, the art therapist? Do I train it like that to come up with best prompts for that?
Yeah. And that's also part of what LaKeshia can help you do. She can help you train your GPT to understand that personality. Now, I was thinking, like, in this case, the question I just asked was, give me one post, give me one piece. It gave me it, but what it misunderstood, but I think it may be okay, is it gave me 5 post ideas. So post idea number 1, your quiet time on paper. And then this also could be a video. This doesn't have to be a written post. I recommend you do some video anyway. Post idea number 2, coloring is meditation in disguise, which I totally agree with that. Post number 3, try this quick creative reset. Post number 4, when words aren't enough. Post idea, art that heals. You can make that 10 posts. It says it down here. This can be an image post, a short video script, or a carousel idea. So right there from this, once it kind of gives you this one thing here, you can break this up and ask it to expand upon that. Just from that one, we took that one description on YouTube, I mean on Amazon, popped it in, got what I call some bones, and now we're able to then come up with even more things. And again, let's say you never ever, I mean, these could be 5 short videos that you make that you do, let's say, in less than probably, I don't know, an hour, and you got a week's worth of content right there, ready to go. Or you can make this written and then you can create an image to go with it. But that's just taking one bullet point from this. You know, you could be on the one, for an example, where it says coloring is your meditation disguise. You've got a published coloring, an activity book. So you can have one of your pages open in your book. You can be coloring it, like what I saw Wendy's been doing a lot more of that lately. You can do that, and that's the video that can go with it. Oh, and by the by, guess what? This book is available for sale on Amazon. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's what I like about this is a jumping off point that you can just keep building upon.
That's great.
Let's see. I think LaKeshia's having a hard time getting on. Oh, no, there she is. She's muted, though. You're muted.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. We're not keep it rolling. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Fine. So I don't know. Did anyone else have any? I mean, let me ask you this: has what you saw there, was this helpful, inspiring? Did it, you know?
Is it helpful? Is it clear?
Mm-hmm. You type in the chat too if you don't want to unmute yourself.
So LaKeshia, just so I'm clear, like the prompts that you used in order to create a different content form, was that just the ones that you took that were pre-made in your book?
Yes, they're pre-made in the book to turn a piece of content into other pieces of content. So, like the ones for YouTube list out different types of YouTube, I guess, scripts or content that you could get from something else. Am I clear? Is that making sense?
Yes. I think I just wanted to make sure I was understanding what was going on. So I'm picturing like, in maybe like say the table of contents, it'll be like Instagram, YouTube, and then it'll have like a bunch of different prompts in order to change content back and forth. Am I right? Okay.
Yes. So there's content. I'm sorry. Let's see. Bear with me. I'll pull it back up again.
I wanted to ask you too, LaKeshia, just for the sake of the conversation, as I can't 100% remember, and I apologize. Are you doing any kind of a conversation or a bit of a consult with the kid if anyone decides to get it?
Yes, I will. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on with my screen.
Okay.
Yes, I will be glad to. I was thinking of that before we came on, that it will probably be helpful to do, a 30-minute or 60-minute session to help with, I can go through walking through it and also helping put together a strategy or plan. Let's see.
Yeah, because sometimes I found with these kinds of books or workbooks or, things like this is that it's great when you get them, but sometimes you need a little extra hand holding and support and actually how to implement it into what you're specifically doing. So,
Right.
And right now you're currently offering it, what, for $47?
Yes.
$47, yeah. So, yeah.
Right. So, Alex, so the prompt bank has So you would take, like, say, for instance, you could take your blog post and then turn it into different types of email prompts. There are different types of Instagram posts, different types of LinkedIn posts, and so on and so forth. I misspoke earlier. There are more podcast repurposing prompts, and then there's another one that is long. It wasn't YouTube though. Podcast and something else had 10 posts. Everything else there were 5 different post types for a total of 65 prompts in here. So like YouTube, I actually added, so Allie, the one that we used for you to get that script wasn't in there. So I added that one. I added that in there.
I want to say something too. I didn't notice that initially about the podcast repurposing. I know that several of you, not all of you, but several of you, you've done an interview, I know, with me. And even though it's not your podcast, but if you've been a guest on someone else's podcast, that's a great opportunity for you to use those repurposing scripts for that. Not only will that give you content that you can point back to the episode, but then people get to see, first of all, the podcaster will love you because the number one thing that the podcaster wants is they want to get their content out there more. So if you're repurposing that content from those interviews, whether it's YouTube or audio, that also gives you additional content, but it also gives you credibility because then people can go to that, can listen. You know, sometimes people take us a little bit more credibly if someone else is saying something about us or whatever, then sometimes we say about ourselves. So if you've been interviewing anyone's podcast, and I know some of you have been, been reviewed on mine, you can use those scripts to be able to then come up with that, driving traffic back over to that episode, whether it's YouTube videos or your own podcast, but especially if you've been on someone else's show. That's another great way to repurpose things too. Just want to put that out there.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, did anyone have any other questions for LaKeshia or myself?
Yes. Don't everybody talk at once.
I know you all do this to me too. Y'all just go quiet on me.
I have one more question. Okay, so is it just for Chat GPT? Like, is it to make the actual like text content, or there's prompts to make visuals as well, or both?
So I did not. This is strictly for written content. I have not recently done any prompts for visuals. I do have some old prompt books, but yeah, those are from back in the day, my beginning days.
Well, that's what we were also talking about, maybe doing an extension of this, where it would be more about the visuals. But again, you're going to need this part too, obviously, as you've seen, whether you're on Amazon or you're on social media, you got to have a written copy to go there. But we were talking about doing like a mid-journey type training of some sort. And it would be great because if you come to that with some things that you've developed, then that gives LaKeshia something to work with in regards to where we feed into mid-journey in this example. And again, you're really great with the animation part of things too. So sometimes animated, videos can go. can go well, because you've been doing a lot of that too. And I don't know if you've all seen the video that you did, LaKeshia, with the from the poem book that I'm sorry, I'm putting you on blast, but anyway. But do you have the link of that, by the way?
Um,
Can you share that? Because
yeah.
it's so cool. But what I'm saying to all of you is that there's all kinds of ways to get people's attention. And like I said, it doesn't matter if it's video, if it's still pictures, you still got to have written words to go with it. And sometimes just need ideas. Like I said, we all go kind of blank and knowing what, it's not that the stuff's not there. We just sometimes, because we've got so much going on, we can't think of everything. So anyway, if you can find, that'd be great. You probably have it on TikTok, don't you?
Yes, I've just I'm on here now trying to get to it. And it's so funny because I almost didn't post this video.
I'm so glad you did.
I almost did not. I love the video, but it was listening to myself read it over the thing is weird to me. But I was like, no, just post the video. So I did.
I'll share
All
my
right.
thing really quick.
The wind hums secrets against her skin.
Sorry.
Soft whispers of things.
Oh, can you share it, LaKeshia? Because for my Twitter is
between
acting
the
all weird
hush
now and want me to
storm.
verify it's me.
Where
Okay.
yesterday lingers.
Oh, hold on. I got it now. I got it now. I got it.
Okay.
The wind hums secrets against her skin. Soft whispers of things that might have been.
I'm trying to get it from the very beginning, and I'm having all kinds of issues here. Okay, let's go back. All right, here we go.
The wind hums secrets against her skin. Soft whispers of things that might have been. She walks between the hush and the storm, where yesterday lingers, tattered and torn. At the edge of night, she stands alone, yet the sky still knows her name.
And just for all of you who may not know that, that's LaKeshia's poem. I'm just, just saying.
Well, all my secrets.
Stop it there. So yeah, I mean, so again, that's just another form of, let's say that if you're working on is all out there, like I said, that's another way to, there's just, with these tools now, there's just so many different ways and angles in which we can do this. And it's all just about staying inspired and staying encouraged and just being consistent, So yeah, she's a master at that. LaKeshia's a master at that. So yeah. So I encourage all of you to, if it feels right, check that out and get a hold of that. And like I said, you get the consult with LaKeshia. And I'm also working on something too. If you decide to get it, LaKeshia will let me know. I'm working on a new, what I'm calling I guess it's like a book marketing scorecard. Kind of like I analyze what you currently got going on. And then I recommend some things to help you get your book out there more. It's a totally free thing I'm offering right now. And like I said, I'm happy to do that consult with you. Because I don't want to just recommend blanket things. I want it to be custom to you and what you're working on, your book and your marketing plan. So if you're interested in that, let me know and I'll get that link over to you. It's like an assessment that I do. And then we hop on the phone together for like a little consult, and I give you a score based on your responses and then recommendation on what you can do to move forward. But at the end of the day, I would recommend every one of you, you need to start taking the content thing more seriously and be consistent about it. So.
And get on LinkedIn if you're not there. That's the place to be.
Yeah. I think other than Wendy right now, I don't really see anyone else here on LinkedIn. So just it's
Yeah.
worth checking
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
It's worth checking out.
And I say that, and I'm saying that in all seriousness, because it was interesting how things happen. I feel like I'm not finding my people on the other platforms, and then I see some of the other things that are going on. I do okay on TikTok, though I'm not as consistent over there as I probably need to be. But I came across a couple of different people, like in a short amount of time, that were all talking about LinkedIn. One of them being Gary V. This guy named Toby started popping up in my Facebook, and I went to a free like webinar situation he had, and so where the other platforms have like this huge market share, well, LinkedIn does too, but there is a gap, and I don't know if any of you have ever done, drop shipping or heard anything about it, but typically the money is made in what's called the arbitrage. So there's a gap between the platforms. After a while, we're going to start seeing a huge shift in people going from Facebook, Instagram, and some of the other platforms over to LinkedIn. It's already starting to happen, and it's not just professional, like CEOs and that type of thing on there. It's also pulling in authors and celebrities, and a lot of them have put a presence up on LinkedIn. So don't sleep on it, and just start clicking the connect button.
Yeah, I'm diving really heavily into LinkedIn. And I'm really diving into it right now. I'm not crazy about the energy that's happening on Facebook, but that aside, what I'm really not happy about with Facebook more than anything is that my posts just aren't getting the reach that I want and I need. And
Right.
I'm not happy about that at all. I don't like posting things and only a small, tiny fraction of you see what I'm posting.
Right.
There's over 600 people in my group. There should be more here on this call. And I don't like that. Again, as I discovered recently, is that LinkedIn now allows us to now essentially kind of have a blog, if you will, on the platform that you can actually have your followers subscribe to. So again, that way, if they're subscribing to your newsletter, they're also seeing more of your content. Like I said, I know that Wendy is very active on LinkedIn. I don't know if she's still here or not, but I know she's active on LinkedIn. Like I said, I'm getting more active on LinkedIn. LaKeshia's getting active on LinkedIn. So this isn't a LinkedIn workshop per se. We're not going there yet about it. But I do recommend yeah, you're getting good traction on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. I just wanted to chime in and say I think especially for the group here, it's going to be awesome, because I think traditionally LinkedIn has been a place for CEOs and people looking for jobs and things like that. So I haven't posted in a bit, but I was intentional when I started back posting on LinkedIn, making sure that my posts were me. So, they're colorful, they stand out. Well, I like that kind of visual anyway, but it also stands out against the corporateness of LinkedIn. And so, in order for someone to see and engage with your content, you have to be able to stop that, stop the scroll. So I'm just saying, own your voice as a creator on LinkedIn. So don't go into it, necessarily corporate, unless that's who you are, type of thing. I spent a lot of time Sunday, going through my about section, too, when you're doing it. All of these platforms, even though they're social media, they're connected to Google. Don't forget about, SEO, and I know, we don't know a lot about SEO, but you can have ChatGPT assist you in that and asking it for, key rich words to put into your, whether it's YouTube, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's those things to help with the ranking and stuff like that. And I ran out of time on Sunday, but between tonight and tomorrow, I'm going to change out my banner. And there is a space on your LinkedIn for you to add services on there. So I'm going to add services onto my thing because LinkedIn, people want to hire you. They're looking to pay money. I'm interested in taking it.
Yeah. But since you're saying all of this, LaKeshia, I don't want to take what you're saying, but in the last 2 weeks, I've been actively, pursuing LinkedIn. So I've updated my banner. I put in a testimonial from someone that's been in my course. I've spent like pretty much most of yesterday updating what I'm titling myself. I don't have a website right now. I'm in between websites, so I've got a link to my link tree where people can go over there to learn more about me. My bestseller impact assessment is what I was talking about earlier. Then last night, up until even before we got on the call today, like I'm spending time writing out, rewriting and editing my bio, who I am, what I do, how I help, who I serve. And then now I added a features section where I can put in the link to this assessment that I'm now doing. And I can just, when I do the new podcast and all of that, I can add those in there. And then I've got all my posts here. But again, as I showed all of you earlier with the articles, like I said, you don't typically see graphics like this. At least I haven't so far on LinkedIn. And so at first I was like, oh, this is too colorful and too artsy. And then I was like, I could talking to LaKeshia when she was helping me get my content on there. And she was like, no, you actually want to stand out. And I was like, oh, okay. So, it's still early. I've only been doing this now for like less than 2 weeks. But I would say if someone's seeing this, they're far more apt to stop because they're looking at these images and going, oh, let me find out more what this guy's about. So far, I've got 4 articles up here right now. So, again, I'm going to just say to everyone, what I want to add on to what you also said too about the business opportunities on LinkedIn, I don't, would love to hear, again, what what you have to say about it. And, Wendy too, because she's more active on there than even I am at this point. But don't think that because you are a creative, if you want to label it that, or an artist, or if you want to label it that LinkedIn's all business and there's no, again, place for us there. I tend to think now that people are really looking for people that are willing to show their personality and to stand out. And, I'm not promising this. I don't know this for myself for sure yet, but my feeling is that as the business world maybe is kind of more, if you want to call it, more buttoned up, but every business needs creativity in order to keep people's attention. So you don't know where it's going to come from. You don't know if people looking at you on there, who know, you may get invited to come and do a webinar with somebody about your subject or some related aspect of your subject, or you can get invited to, maybe I see even come out and do a talk, or you don't know. But at the end of the day, no one can hire us or do anything if they don't know we exist. So again, for nothing else, I just want to make sure that all the effort I'm putting in to do all this stuff, I want the stuff seen. Because
Right.
nobody can do anything if they don't even know I exist. And like I said, I am beyond over Facebook in this regard because it's not happening. And
Right.
I'm like, and I shouldn't have to pay every time I want the post I'm putting up there to get seen. That's just my opinion about it. But anyway,
Right.
I'll stop.
I agree. But just looking at your analytics down there, just in the last 7 days, you had 649 post impressions. your group, your group in Facebook has how many people in it? 600 and something. So you
Wow,
got
I
just as
didn't even
many.
notice that. Thank you for pointing that
Yeah,
out. Okay, so my posts have got 649 impressions. I've got 618 people in my group, and only about 5 of you are seeing my posts.
right.
That tells you right there where it's at.
Yep.
So, and the fact that now I can actually have a subscriber base so people can subscribe to get my articles. And trust me, I'm gonna be posting the podcast interviews on there. I'm gonna be doing everything on there. So I'm kind of using LinkedIn right now as almost like my blog. If you
Well, I'm going to be using it as well, probably I'll probably have the blog. Now I got to think through that because I don't know if I got to think through that and I guess kind of consult about that because I have the blog on well, not that many posts, but the blog on my website. So I got to think through that for myself. However, I do want to use it as a kind of like, sort of like a visual resume. Um, so I plan to do, more of my regular posts that I do specific to LinkedIn, but I'm going to start posting some of the video content on LinkedIn as well, because I'd be curious to see the reaction. And I've been watching other people's videos, and I think there might be a space for me. I'm like, well, yeah. So,
Yeah, as a
um,
matter of fact, I'll let you all go because we've been a couple of hours, but yeah, my Zoom is directly connected to my LinkedIn. So you may start seeing me stream
mhm.
in LinkedIn as well. I still want to keep YouTube going because that's still Google and SEO related. But yeah, for the longest time, I didn't think that for us creative people, LinkedIn was our space. Oh, I wanted to say this. One of my former students who published a coloring book with me is now, I guess she's now doing food photography. And so she's all over LinkedIn now. And I see her post constantly. And she's doing beautiful photography right now. So again, if you're one of those people sitting on the fence talking about or thinking that the art creative people aren't on LinkedIn, drop
They
that.
are. They are.
Yeah.
I'm connected with some people. I don't know. Some guy in Germany keeps sending me this random stuff, and I don't even know what I'm supposed to do with it. But that's a whole nother situation. And but I've been seeing like AI animated videos. People are doing. I saw somebody do. They did an avatar that was realistic-ish, and it was animated. And so it's interesting how, I view work. And they have been hired, by someone. And I'm not going to say it was, I'm not saying that it wasn't a bad job, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, I can do that. And I can do, just as good, if not better, in my opinion, than what they did. And it's time to get out there. But I really think, for what I'm trying to do, I'm just really trying to, get that exposure and whatnot. And even though, there are, CEOs and all these, whatever the titles are on there, the end of the day, they still need content, they still need visuals, they still need commercials, they still need, the things that we all create: books, journals, coloring books, all of the things, they are still needed, whether they are looking to buy them as a finished product or if they want them developed for their company. So there's a copywriter that was watching her videos early this morning. I fell back asleep watching her videos, and she was telling the story of how she had been right. No, she was telling the story of a student of hers that had been writing. I can't remember if it was on LinkedIn or somewhere else. Maybe it could have been her email list. And this person reached out to her and was like, I really like the way you write this. Can you write for me? can you do this for me? And this person landed like a 5-figure a month copywriting deal, not even a copywriter. Because, so you just never know. So yeah, I'm like Mr. Rodney, trying to be more intentional about, consistency of posting and whatnot.
I'll share something with all of you now that I am being a little pre, it's still in negotiation. We're still talking, but I just want, since you all are here, you're getting a preview of it now. So I'm having a meeting with someone that I met through LinkedIn. Actually, I've known this woman now for probably close to 20 years. But since I've been now on LinkedIn, she reached out to me. We had a wonderful conversation last week. Her business model is more specifically around helping creators do bulk sales of their books to corporate entities. We had a conversation last week, and she feels that the genre of authors I've worked with could be a real fit for this particular business model. So she and I are in negotiations or conversations about what that's going to look like, what that could look like. Nothing is set in stone yet, but if that does happen, there will be a presentation that we're going to do sometime in the next possible 30 days about how to attract the attention of I can't say a company name right now because I'm not 100% sure this is the name, but basically, like, instead of you selling one book, you're selling like hundreds of books to one company, and there's, distributing them. So you're making less per book, but you're making up in bulk sales. I'm very interested in that, and I think that's something all of you could be very interested in. So again, when she approached me about it, I says, well, my brand is all about coloring books, planners, and journals. Is that applicable to this audience? And she said, absolutely. So we're going to have a meeting this week. Again, I wasn't going to say anything, but I just feel like since we're having this conversation, I may as well go ahead and kind of let the cat out the bag a little bit. So again, I'm not promising anything with this yet. I'm still trying to get it all worked out. But she feels that this is a market that a lot of us are not tapping into. She's helped a couple of people do it with illustrated books. But I said, my people do coloring books, planners, and journals. I do remember when I first started this whole business that I did hear of a woman that did sell her coloring books in bulk sales to Costco. And it was like thousands of copies, and it was one sale. So, this onesie twosie thing of one book here and one book there stuff takes too long. But corporate sales is something that, and you may not find those people on Facebook, but the people who are the decision makers, the CEOs, those people are on a platform like LinkedIn. So depending upon how this conversation, and again, she reached out to me like I've only been taking LinkedIn seriously, 2 weeks now? And I've already had 2 people reach out to me wanting to have conversations about what I'm doing. So I'm just telling you, don't sleep on this. For like you, Marcia, with art therapy, I know you're going that direction. I've seen people doing, I saw someone last night, she does life coaching. She does, coaching around that. I could see opportunities. I could see opportunities probably every last one of you on the platform. So, but you gotta build up your presence there so that it speaks to the people that could potentially provide those opportunities for you. The last thing I'll say about it, and then I'll close it up, is that we got to start thinking, as I said, if you attended my retreat in January, we got to start thinking differently, not bigger, but differently. And again, I just personally feel, this is just me, I'm sorry, but that's how I feel about it. I'm just more and more, to me, Facebook is just starting to feel too toxic to me. And I want to, another thing too with LinkedIn is you can have groups on LinkedIn too. So don't be surprised if you hear me say, I'm moving this, we're moving. So, because I'm kind of over it on Facebook, to be honest with you. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. Give us some thought to what I've shared today. Think about where you want to hang out, think about where you want to be, but get your content game up. Get your content game up because you're gonna need it. Period. I'll leave it there. Okay. So
And get it on LinkedIn. LinkedIn and Pinterest.
yeah.
Pinterest is long term, especially for things like blogs and whatnot.
Righty. Okay, so you should pop the link in for the toolkit if you'd like to get that. And then, like I said, let me know. And then, like I said, I'll give you all links to that assessment anyway. I'll put that in the newsletter. And yeah, if we can help any kind of way. Oh, and let us know if you'd be interested in that Mid-Journey workshop. I think that could be a great, because you're going to need graphics no matter where you go. You're going to need graphics. And Mid-Journey is as you all know, a cool resource for creating that. So let us know. And LaKeshia and I will talk about putting together a follow-up to this conversation. So this one was about kind of the text. The second one will be about the images.
There were, before I got booted out, and so I don't have access to the original chat, but there were a couple of people that said they were interested.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, let us know. Let us know in the group if you missed this. Let us know in the group. Okay. And yeah, we'll definitely. I feel like we're definitely going to put something together because I feel like it's too important. You need imagery, whether it's still images, video, animated, whatever. You need imagery. So we'll definitely probably put that together. We're still trying to figure out the date for it, but it'll be happening soon, very soon. Okay, great. Great. Okay.
It sounds like Allie has given me another job, so I have to come up with some visual prompts for
Good. All right. Okay. Yeah, because again, like I said, like Allie, like Wendy, we need images for our cover art for our YouTube videos, and we need it definitely for our blogs. We need it for, again, maybe our LinkedIn or wherever we are. We need imagery. We need it. So yeah. All right, everyone. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, LaKeshia, for doing this for us today.
Absolutely. Thank you all for hanging out with me. For those of you that did it again, bless you. But at least I was front facing most of the time, not sideways. So I'm excited about that. Yes, thank you.
And replay of this, LaKeshia's posting on her YouTube channel. So as soon as I get this uploaded to her and then she processes, as soon as she lets us know, then we'll let you know where the link you're going to go back and watch.
Right. And I said I was supposed to send out an email to follow it to once we got it re-recorded. So yeah.
So that's coming soon. And we'll let you know when the next one happens.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ronnie, for hanging out with me again and demoing. Appreciate it.
It's all good. We're all family here. It's all good. All good. All right, everyone. You have a good rest of your evening, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Okay.